You walk into your local Walmart, the same store you've trusted for years, expecting those familiar everyday low prices. But what do you see? A beef roast that was $9 last month is now $14. Lettuce you used to grab for $3 is now $4. Even your kid's favorite cereal has jumped by almost $2 overnight. It's shocking. We're diving deep into the crisis shaking America's retail giant to its core. Walmart, serving 240 million customers globally, is facing its biggest challenge in 62 years. This isn't just about one company's struggles. It's a window into how trade policies are reshaping American retail. When the world's largest retailer buckles under pressure, every American family feels the impact. To understand this, we need to look at what made Walmart the giant it is today. For decades, Walmart thrived on a promise: everyday low prices built on efficient supply chains and massive buying power. Walmart built its empire on predictability, mastering just-in-time inventory to keep costs low. Their distribution centers operated like clockwork, processing thousands of containers daily. But when tariffs hit in 2025, everything changed. Suddenly, prices began to rise across the board, shocking loyal customers. Walmart, known for low prices, now faced a tough reality: higher costs passed to consumers. With most products sourced from overseas, the impact was staggering. They tried to absorb the costs, but the situation worsened. Now, price-sensitive shoppers are feeling the pinch, and trust is at stake. Walmart's reputation for low prices is being tested like never before. Behind Walmart's rising prices lies a supply chain crisis like never before. To grasp this disruption, we need to dive into Walmart's logistics. Walmart boasts one of the world's most advanced supply chains, with distribution centers strategically placed. These centers aren't just storage, they're intricate operations that sort and ship with precision. But this system was built for stability, not chaos. When tariffs shifted the economics of shipping, Walmart's supply chain began to falter. Suddenly, profitable imports turned into losses, and optimized routes became unviable. The fallout is immediate and severe, with businesses bracing for 2025's disruptions. For Walmart, it's a complete overhaul of decades-old supply chains. Imagine a major supplier in China suddenly becoming too costly due to tariffs. Walmart can't just switch suppliers overnight. It's a lengthy process. They must find new sources, negotiate contracts, and adapt their distribution. This can take months, but tariffs can change everything in an instant. On the transportation side, tariffs complicate shipping routes, leading to longer transit times and higher costs. Ports that once handled steady volumes are now facing unpredictable fluctuations. Walmart's response to supply chain disruptions is a game changer. They're shifting from just-in-time inventory to massive stockpiles. This means more capital tied up and higher costs for consumers. The human cost is staggering. Distribution centers are cutting shifts and laying off workers. These closures ripple through thousands of suppliers, big and small. Walmart's distribution network, once a powerhouse, is now under stress. They're temporarily closing major centers, impacting thousands of jobs. Each closure creates a cascade of problems for stores relying on them. Finding alternative sources often means higher costs and longer wait times. The impact on workers is immediate and devastating. When a Walmart distribution center closes, it's not just a job lost. It's a community shaken. These centers employ hundreds, often being the largest employer in small towns. Their closure sends shockwaves through the local economy. Trucking companies lose contracts, restaurants lose customers, and local governments lose tax revenue. It's a domino effect. Walmart is forced to rethink its distribution strategy, extending restocking cycles from 48 hours to 5 to 7 days. That's a game changer. Stores must hold more inventory, risking stockouts and reducing space for merchandise. It's a tough balancing act. Technological challenges arise too. Closing facilities means recalibrating the entire inventory management system. It's not just about changing software, it's retraining workers and updating procedures. It's a massive undertaking. Some facilities are looking at automation to cut costs and stay viable, but that requires huge investments and time. In a rapidly changing trade landscape, time is something Walmart may not have. Behind every statistic about distribution center closures and supply chain disruptions are real people whose lives are being turned upside down. Walmart's crisis impacts not just its employees, but countless workers throughout the supply chain ecosystem. With over 1.6 million employees, Walmart is the largest private employer in the U.S. When distribution centers close, these workers face immediate job loss or reduced hours. Unlike office workers, warehouse employees need physical locations to do their jobs, making these disruptions particularly cruel. Many affected workers are in communities where Walmart is a key source of stable, well-paying jobs, often in smaller towns. When a distribution center closes, the ripple effects are felt throughout entire communities. Local trucking companies, suppliers, and service providers all suffer. Small manufacturers who rely on Walmart are finding contracts canceled or reduced, leaving them struggling to adapt and survive. The psychological impact on workers is profound. Uncertainty from changing trade policies makes planning for the future nearly impossible. People are postponing major purchases and life decisions, creating a cycle of reduced spending that weakens the economy. Training programs can't keep up with the rapid changes in skill requirements, leaving many workers feeling lost. Years of mastering specific systems become irrelevant when those systems change, leaving expertise undervalued. Healthcare implications are huge. Losing jobs means losing health insurance at the worst possible time. Families already stressed by job loss face even more financial burdens without coverage. Local governments feel the pinch too. Closed distribution centers mean lost tax revenue for schools and services. For millions, Walmart is more than a store. It's a lifeline to affordable goods. When costs rise, those increases hit families hardest, affecting essentials like groceries and school supplies. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities that every household relies on. The impact of rising costs is hitting families hard, especially those with lower incomes. They spend a larger share of their income on essentials, and a 10% increase can mean tough choices. Shopping habits are shifting. Long-time Walmart customers are now comparison shopping. Some are buying less often to save on transportation, while others switch to store brands. The sight of empty shelves creates anxiety and frustration for shoppers used to convenience. In rural areas where Walmart is often the only option, the effects are even more severe. Urban shoppers have choices, but they still face rising prices everywhere. Customer loyalty is being tested. Walmart's promise of low prices feels broken to many. As families struggle, many are turning to credit to make ends meet, risking long-term financial health. Faced with an existential threat, Walmart is reinventing itself. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving in a new economy. First up, supply chain diversification. No more relying on just one region. They're building new supplier relationships in Vietnam, India, and Mexico. But it's not easy. Quality checks and logistics take time. Next, technology investment. Automation and AI are the future. Robots in distribution centers? Yes, please. Financial restructuring is key. Bonds and new revenue streams are on the table. E-commerce is booming, reducing reliance on physical stores. Walmart is also bringing more of its supply chain in-house, and they're retraining employees to adapt to new roles. Walmart is not just changing, it's evolving for the better. Walmart is stepping up, advocating for trade policies that benefit both businesses and consumers. With its influence, Walmart is pushing for stability in a changing economy. The retail landscape is shifting, moving from ultra-low prices to resilience. Workers in retail and logistics face uncertainty as companies adapt. Communities built on global supply chains may need to rethink their futures. The competitive edge will go to those who can adapt quickly to new realities. International trade relationships are evolving, paving the way for new agreements. This transformation will take time, but the opportunities are there. Walmart's crisis isn't just about one company. It's a glimpse into the transformation of American retail and our economy. Once a symbol of global supply chains and low prices, Walmart now fights for survival in a new economic reality. The choices they make will shape not just their future, but the future of retail in America. If they adapt, they could lead the way for others facing similar challenges. But if they fail, the consequences will ripple through the entire economy. We're witnessing a painful yet necessary economic adaptation. This disruption affects real people, workers, and consumers alike. Supporting communities through this transition is vital for social stability and prosperity. Thanks for joining us to explore Walmart's crisis and its implications for retail. If you found this insightful, subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates. In our next video, we'll look at how other retailers are responding to these challenges.